In Kyoto's Gion district, one wrong turn can now cost 10,000 yen. The street may look open, but some private lanes are no longer for tourists after Geiko and Maiko were chased, stopped, and photographed. That same quiet line appears in sacred forests, island shrines, mountain paths, and even ordinary alleys where people still live. This is not about Japan pushing visitors away. It is about learning when a place is asking you to lower your voice, lower your camera, or stay on the public side of the path. Number 10. Everyday machiya alleys. The place that feels least forbidden may be a narrow Kyoto lane lined with old wooden machiya homes. The light falls across the street. The fronts look almost staged, and it can feel natural to pause for a photo before you have even thought about who lives there. The problem is that many of these lanes still hold real homes, studios, and small workspaces. Kyoto's own tourism site has written about Ajiki Alley, where visitors took photos without permission, talked loudly, came at hours that bothered neighbors, and even held paid events. That changes the way you read the street. A pretty alley isn't always a public backdrop, and WA, social harmony, starts with noticing who already belongs there. Keep your voice low, don't block the lane, and never point a camera into a doorway, because the first boundary in Japan may look like an ordinary front step. Number 9. Sefa Utaki, Okinawa. Now move from a lived street to a place that is open but still not casual. Sefa Utaki in Okinawa is one of those sites where the path welcomes you in, while the space itself asks for a much softer presence. In Okinawan belief, an utaki is a natural, sacred place where people pray. The official Okinawa guide calls Sefa Utaki the most sacred place in the Ryukyu Kingdom, and Nippon.com says it contains 6 prayer places. That means the rocks and forest aren't there only for a camera stop. They are part of a living prayer site, which makes your pace and your silence part of the visit. Follow the marked path, speak softly, and treat the altars and stone openings as places someone may still approach with real faith. Number 8. Ishikawa's Irazu no Mori, the untrod forest. Some boundaries become clear the moment you hear the name. At Keta Taisha Shrine in Ishikawa, the sacred woods are called Irazu no Mori, often translated as the untrod forest. Ishikawa Travel says the forest around the shrine is off limits, with the inner shrine deep inside and visited only by the head priest. That detail matters because it shows a kind of respect that doesn't need a visitor to complete it. You can still approach the shrine and pray from the public side. The forest asks for something harder than a ticket or a rule sheet. It asks you to accept that the most sacred part may stay unseen, and that your distance is the offering, even when curiosity pulls in the other direction. Number 7. Mount Koya's Okuno-in. Okuno-in at Mount Koya is different because visitors are allowed in, and that can make the boundary easier to miss. Japan Guide describes it as Japan's largest cemetery, with over 200,000 tombstones along the almost 2-kilometer approach to Kobo Daishi's mausoleum. The traditional entrance begins at Ichinohashi Bridge. Visitors are meant to bow before crossing, which turns a walk through the trees into something closer to entering another person's memorial space. This isn't the place for loud talk or for treating old graves as strange props. Walk slowly, let others pray, and be careful with photos near the sacred areas. When a cemetery holds the dead and the living at once, respect has to show in how you move, not only in what you intend. Number 6. Watazumi Shrine, Tsushima. At Watazumi Shrine on Tsushima, the issue became more direct. Reports in March 2025 said the shrine restricted visits for touristic purposes after disrespectful behavior, while still allowing people who came to worship. That difference is small in wording, but large in meaning. A shrine can be beautiful and famous, but it isn't just a photo location. Automaton Media and Japan Today both reported that the shrine also barred photography, video, and live streaming of shrine buildings and objects. The respectful move is simple. If the rule says tourists shouldn't enter, don't try to argue your way in. If worship is allowed, act like a worshiper first. Bow, keep the camera away, and remember that your visit isn't the reason the shrine exists. Number 5. Mount Omine. Not every boundary comes from modern tourism. Mount Omine, especially the Sanjogatake area in Nara, carries a much older and more difficult one. It remains known for a religious tradition that excludes women from the sacred mountain. This is where the tone matters. Some viewers will hear that and feel uneasy, and that reaction is fair. The point here isn't to defend the rule or mock it, but to understand that the mountain belongs to a living practice of shugendo, training, pilgrimage, and ritual. For travelers, the answer isn't to treat the boundary like a dare. Choose nearby routes and temple areas that are open, read the local signs, and let the place explain its own limits. Respect sometimes means accepting a rule you wouldn't have written yourself, especially when the rule comes from a practice older than modern tourism. Number 4. Ise Grand Shrine's Inner Sanctuary. At Ise Grand Shrine, the limit applies to everyone. The inner shrine, or Naiku, is one of Japan's most sacred Shinto sites, and Japan Guide explains that the main sanctuary sits behind several fences. Visitors can approach only as far as the outermost area, and photography is not allowed beyond that point. The center remains partly hidden, which can feel strange if you arrive expecting a full view of the main hall. That hiddenness is part of the meaning, and you are not being denied the shrine so much as being shown the correct distance from it. Stand where visitors stand, pray from there, and let the unseen part remain unseen. Number 3. Kudaka Island's Sacred Utaki. Kudaka Island looks small and easy to understand on a map. Okinawa's official travel guide describes it as a deeply spiritual island with many sacred utaki, and it tells visitors not to enter those sites without permission. Okinawa Island Guide adds the older layer. Kudaka is known as the island of the gods and is tied to a mamikyo, the creator goddess of the Ryukyus. So, the boundary is not one gate or one building. It spreads through the whole island. That makes your behavior matter even when no one is watching. Take your trash back with you, use public routes, and ask before stepping toward a sacred place. Kudaka teaches a travel skill that guidebooks often skip. Permission is not assumed just because a path exists, and silence can be a clearer answer than a sign. Number 2, Okinoshima. Okinoshima takes that idea much further. The island itself is worshipped as sacred, and UNESCO says its restrictions and taboos help maintain its aura as a sacred place. This is also one of the hardest entries to talk about plainly. Under local tradition, women are forbidden from entering Okinoshima. Sources covering its UNESCO listing have reported that this rule remains part of how the island is protected and understood. You don't have to feel only one way about that. You can find exclusion hard to process and still speak about the tradition with care. The respectful path for almost every traveler is to visit the associated Munakata sites, learn the history, and accept that Okinoshima isn't a place to be claimed through access. Number 1. Gion's private geisha lanes, Kyoto. That brings us back to Gion, because it's the clearest modern version of the same lesson. A P News reported that in April 2024, signs were planned for private roads in parts of the geisha district, warning tourists to stay out and listing a 10,000 yen fine. The public streets remain open. The private lanes work differently. The Guardian reported that the rule followed years of visitors ignoring signs, trespassing, and harassing Geiko and Maiko for photos. Think about what that means in human terms. These are working artists moving through a neighborhood, not characters who appear for travelers. When someone chases them for a picture, the harm goes beyond the photo. It breaks the calm that everyone else is trying to hold. So Guillaume gives the cleanest rule for the whole list. Stay on public streets, don't follow Geiko or Maiko, don't photograph private lanes, and treat the district as a workplace before you treat it as a scene. WA isn't an idea floating above daily life. It's what your choices add to the street. The quiet, not welcome in Japan often means a place already has a purpose before you arrive. It may be a home, a grave path, a prayer site, or a working lane. When you learn to read that early, the whole trip changes shape. Subscribe for more Japan etiquette in cultural context, especially the small rules guidebooks tend to miss.